Hi, I'm Gary Sturgis, the creator and founder of Surviving Grief and the author of Surviving Grief 365 Days a Year. And today I'm honored to welcome someone whose compassion and strength have touched the lives of so many grieving parents. Lynn Davis is the founder and creator of the Living with Child Loss Facebook community, a place where parents who've experienced the unimaginable can find understanding, support, and the reassurance that they're not walking this journey alone. In 2024, Lynn's son Mike died unexpectedly. Like so many of us who've experienced profound loss, she found herself navigating a life she never imagined. Not long after Mike's death, Lynn was also diagnosed with cancer. Through it all, she's faced extraordinary challenges with remarkable courage and is now a cancer survivor. Before retirement, Lynn dedicated her career to caring for others as a nurse. Today, she continues that same spirit of compassion by creating a safe and welcoming community where grieving parents can share their stories, honor their children, and find hope in the company of others who truly understand. Lynn, thank you so much for being here today, and thank you for all you do for the child loss community. It's an honor to have this conversation with you.
Thank you. You're going to make me cry.
Well, I don't want to do that. But could you tell us a little bit about Mike and what kind of son he was?
Um, Mike was 41 years old when he died. He was one of these tough guys on the outside, but had a heart of gold and really was a tender bear on the inside. He was a mama's boy. That just happens, as he was my only son. But he loved anything related to tattoos
Hmm.
or the mob or the mafia, which is kind of scary. But he was so loyal to the people that he called friends and family, and he just had a heart of gold.
So, what are some of your favorite memories of him that still make you smile today?
Um, I think one of my most favorite memories of Mike was the year we gave him a new coat for Christmas, and 2 days later he came home from work without his coat. And I asked him, I said, Mike, what did you do with your coat? You lost it already? He said, no, Mom, there was a homeless man in a tent. Um, and he was really cold, so I gave him my socks and my coat. And, you can't get mad at that.
No, definitely
You just
not.
can't get mad at
Mhm.
that. But, he was just one of those people that he wanted you to think he was a tough guy, but he was a very giving, caring person.
So, looking back, what do you remember most about those first few weeks after Mike died?
Oh my goodness. I spent a lot of time sitting in one spot on the couch, just bawling my heart out. I think my first words to John were, I don't think I can survive this. And I think I truly didn't believe I could survive losing Mike. Um, but I just felt so empty and um, just empty. And my life didn't, have anything left for me. And it's just, until you've been there and experienced it, it's just, you can't even imagine the pain, that kind of sadness. And I can remember saying, am I going to be sad like this forever? And you really think you are.
What's been one of the hardest parts of learning to live alongside your grief?
I think I've had to learn the hardest part for me is not seeing Mike walk in that front door.
Hmm.
You have to learn and you have to reprogram your brain, I think, to these things are not going to happen. This is all real. Um, Writing helped me a lot. Um, Not talking to Michael, because I talk to him many times a day by text or phone. Saw him every night. So learning how to feel him while not talking to him is hard. It's hard. And I'm sure it's different for everybody. But for me, I was able to write it down, what I was feeling, what I wanted to say. And it made me feel a little bit better, as far as connecting with him.
What inspired you to create the Living with Child Loss community?
Um, well, first of all, your community, because reading your stuff was like, wow. Um, it's so helpful to know that there are people out there that feel what you're feeling and understand, even if they don't feel the same thing, they understand what you're feeling. And I had been a big journaler, and I thought that um, maybe somebody else would see it. I never thought that more than one or two people would see the stuff I was writing, and it was my purpose was not to see how many followers I could get, but just to connect with somebody, because I was feeling so isolated and so alone. In my mind, if I could honor my child and still connect with other parents that would understand what I was going through, that would be huge.
It is huge. So is there a common fear or question you hear over and over again from bereaved parents?
I think the most common thing that I read is or hear is that the sadness just never goes away. And I think that's true. I think that's true. But I also think it's a level of sadness that changes, the degree of sadness. I think there's always going to be a little bit of sadness in our hearts. You can't help. You've lost part of your soul, part of your DNA. So you can't help but be sad forever. But I think the degree of our sadness changes. And we talk about that a lot on my page, because some people are just new. They've just lost a child. And it makes you think back to what you were feeling, what I was feeling in those first days. And I don't know that I could have written anything those first days. I couldn't reach out to anybody because I was just too numb to do it. But I think sadness is the most thing that people talk about.
Yeah. So what would you say to a parent who lost their child just days or weeks ago? They're in that early stage.
We have a good friend that lost a child over the weekend. And he asked me for words of advice, and my words to him were, be kind to yourself and just feel all those feelings. Some of them you're not even going to be able to identify, but it's okay. Just feel what you feel and just be kind to yourself. If you want to just bury your head in a pillow and cry, do it. Just give yourself grace.
And what would you say to family members and friends who desperately want to help, but they really don't know what to do?
Mention my son's name. Talk about him. It's okay. It'll probably make me smile instead of make me cry, and people are just afraid to mention your name. People are afraid to share memories of them. And, that's sad. And I know they're afraid to because they don't want to upset us, but that's not the case.
Yeah. So what's given you hope even on the days when hope felt impossible?
Oh man. I think I'll always feel a connection to my son. I just I mean, I just do. Um, I think our bond was so strong that I think I'll always feel that. And I think that's the only thing that's kept me going. There were certainly days when I thought, what the heck am I doing this for? Um, and people would say, well, Mike wouldn't want you to think that way. And yeah, well, I don't know about that. But I just feeling a connection to him and thinking of memories of him. And I think someone once told me, I'm not going to mention his name, that Mike was more than his death. And that helps me to remember that he was here, he was a person, he did great things, and his death was just a moment in time.
Um, so, if there's one thing you hope every grieving parent listening to us today remembers after this conversation, what would you want it to be?
I think I would just want them to know that the days are really dark some days, um, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, even if you think it's a train, it's not. And there is a light, and our kids are always with us. They'll always be with us. I think so, anyway. I mean, I don't know how everybody feels, but I think if you keep that in focus, that your child is always with you.
If we keep that in our heart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, I tell Mike good night every night when I go to bed. John probably thinks I'm crazy, but I tell him good night every night when I go to bed. So it's important to keep that connection, I think.
Well, Lynn, thank you for sharing your heart so openly today and for trusting us with your story. I know these conversations aren't always easy, but they do matter. Every time someone who's walked this road is willing to speak honestly about grief, it reminds another grieving person that they're not alone. I also want to thank you for the incredible community you've created through living with child loss. It's become a place where grieving parents can find understanding, compassion, and a connection at a time when they feel most isolated. And to everyone watching, if today's conversation resonated with you, I hope you'll take a moment to connect with Lynn and with the Living with Child Loss community. And if you're carrying grief of any kind, I hope you leave this conversation knowing that while none of us can take your pain away, there are people who are willing to walk beside you. Lynn, thank you again for being here. It's been a privilege to spend this time with you, and I hope our paths cross again soon.
Thank you, Gary.
And until next time, please be gentle with yourselves and with one another, and remember, we're all just walking each other home.